said, wait, how much? 500? Now, 500 bucks might seem like small potatoes to you, but if your whole town is smaller than the senior class at Newburgh High, a threat like that might get your attention. Or maybe not. It might not. Either way, last night, in a seemingly surprising move, the Adrian School Board fired the superintendent for obeying the state's mask mandate. Adrian's way over in Malheur County on the Oregon-Idaho border. Now, keep in mind, this is a superintendent who personally was against the mandate, but he didn't want to break the mandate, didn't want to break the law here. He was so caught off guard by the decision and upset by the whole thing, he was tearing up during the meeting. Now, in this article from the Malheur Enterprise, who covered it, it said that Kevin Purnell, the now former superintendent, has said he is not in favor of Governor Kate Brown's mandates, but he was described in public comments by Adrian residents as a, quote, rule follower who would enforce them anyway. He's a superintendent, by the way. They like to follow rules for the most part, right? For the past 3 years, he's been in charge of educating their kids, managing teachers, coaches, safety, transportation, etc. And apparently, he wasn't enough of a wild card when it came to public health and state law. I spoke to the reporter who wrote that piece in the Malheur Enterprise, Liliana Frankel, about the decision to fire this man over masks.
I think that the folks that oppose the masks do so because of a variety of reasons. One is sort of this personal choice argument that is basically that the masks may be all good and well, but they should be allowed to choose whether or not they wear them. And then there's a second argument that is maybe a little more radical, which is that masks are harmful to children. We hear folks talking about how masks hurt the development of English language learners who can't see their teachers' mouths move. We hear about how masks hurt students' social emotional development because they can't see their friends' faces. All of that is not based in the same science that shows that masks are proven effective to reduce the transmission of coronavirus. And that is a point that is rarely addressed in these meetings.
Right now, Malheur County is seeing a surge in coronavirus cases. Its hospitals are filling up, the ICUs are overwhelmed, and considering that it doesn't have some of the larger facilities and some of the larger, more populated areas do have, some of those patients are filling up the beds at other hospitals in Oregon and Idaho. Only 34% of eligible people are fully vaccinated in that area, which is one of the worst in the state.
I personally am not sure where to expect this to go. I think the school badly needs leadership in this moment. The community is very divided after this surprise firing, and they need to be brought together. The question is, how can they do that when they don't have consensus on how they should be handling these sort of key issues around school protocols? As I was leaving, a man said to me, "You must have a lot of work with this story. You're going to have more work in the weeks to come because this is what happens. You're going to see a town completely torn apart."
I just hate to hear that. And, it's unclear who's going to be able to keep that district or that town intact through all of this. The board never said who they want to take over that job or if the person will be someone who opposes the mask mandate, actually does oppose it and doesn't make kids wear masks. Meantime, they still have to pay that guy who they just fired for the next 6 months and owe him almost $53,000.